Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about homemaking, and I'm going to be sharing 5 tips with you that have helped me on my homemaking journey. If you're brand new here, my name's Lauren and this is the Crunchy Catholics, which is my gathering place for healthy family living. And I'm a quirky Catholic wife and mom. I homeschool and we have a lot of fun around here, so if you're brand new, please hit that subscribe button. I'd be so happy to have you. But thanks for joining us. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. That way you can kind of figure out if my tips will be useful to you, because I know that everybody has different personalities, different things that work for them. And so I just want to give you a little bit of where I'm coming from before I dive into my tips. Now, before I do that, I just wanted to let you know this is a collab and it's hosted by the lovely Laura from What Laura Likes. And there will be a playlist down below, so go ahead and check that out after this video, especially if you maybe hear what I say and you're like, that doesn't really jive with me. So go ahead and check the others out because there's going to be something for everybody. Right, let's dive right in. I'm really excited about this video. I didn't realize how passionate I was about homekeeping. It's what I've been doing almost for a decade now, so clearly I should hope that I enjoy it or am a little passionate about it. But I realized there are a lot of things I learned, and to condense it to 5 tips, 5, that's it. We could go on for days about homekeeping, right? But we're gonna keep it simple, okay? But I think there will be follow-up videos about this topic because I realize I have a lot to share about this topic. I did a video in the past called Homekeeping or Homemaking is a Lovely Struggle, because I didn't start out as the type that wanted to keep a home or even stay at home or honestly even have children. A long time ago, I didn't really see that for myself. And you can watch that video if you want to know more about that wacky story. But from where I'm at now, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have 3 and 1 on the way this summer. And I homeschool my kids, we garden, we like to do kind of the natural things, so we home make all of our meals. It's rare that we eat something that we didn't make. So cooking, big time. We have to cook every meal. We're also very frugal in this house, so that also adds to the need to do things ourselves. So we take on a lot of things here in this home that maybe some people might outsource or delegate more. We do more of the things ourselves. We get our hands dirty, all that. So if that sounds like you, these tips may be helpful for you. My first tip is, let's talk about food, because I'm a foodie, and one thing that I want to say about food is to simplify your meals, simplify your groceries, simplify, anywhere you can simplify with food is going to serve you. Because I remember when I was a first time homemaker, those first few years, and I didn't really know how to cook, and every night I would look online for a recipe to make, and I would spend hours browsing Pinterest or wherever, I could find recipes, and just to find something, and then I would shop for those specific ingredients, and then I would cook that recipe. It was exhausting. I didn't know how to keep up with that. What I do now is I have some very basic meals that we have all the time, okay? So one of our basic meals is eggs and veggies, right? I don't want to get in the weeds too much about all this, But just suffice it to say, like, it does something for, you know, the person that doesn't like the monotony. It does something for you to add toast one day or add bacon, but you always know your base is going to be eggs and veggies. And if you can think about your bases for all your meals, your protein bases, like we always do grilled chicken at lunch, and then you can vary around it. That is a lot simpler than going from scratch every single time you want to cook a meal. So that's my tip for meals. Okay. Also, consolidated grocery list. I'll just touch on this briefly because this video is going to be so long if I just let it go because I have so much to say here. So a consolidated grocery list. Think about your proteins. You know, how much do I need for proteins? And then, you know, fill it up with a little bit of veggie fluff, you know, and then you have your staples, like your household items. And maybe you need a couple of packaged things here or there. Bread, maybe you make your own. But you can keep it so simple. It doesn't have to be how my old grocery list were, there were just like these exotic vegetables and this interesting cut of meat every time. Like, feel free to do the same thing every week and then change one thing, like get chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts one week. You know, just don't overcomplicate cooking because you're cooking every meal or close to it. Okay, so we're gonna move on from food. We're gonna move on. So back to that variety, because I love variety. I think it's the spice of life, and it keeps things interesting and fun. So with your routine, like a cleaning routine, for example, vary that. Keep it simple, like we're still wanting simple, but don't feel like you have to have the same routine that you wake up and you do every single day. If you're somebody like me, you will crash and burn if you do that because you will hate that. It's so constricting to say, I wake up and I do this. Now, granted, there are things we have to do every day. I get that. But I have ways to vary that too. So for example, dinner dishes. We have to do dinner dishes every day, right? Okay, but a way you can make it more interesting for yourself, something that I do, is on Monday, I do dinner cleanup with a podcast, let's say. Tuesday, we'll call it Dance Party Tuesday. And so we're gonna jam out in the kitchen. And I do the kitchen cleanup all myself. I don't usually have help with that. But on one day of the week, I usually do get help. I employ my family. So it's like family kitchen cleaning night, which is actually far more stressful usually than a single cleaning night. But it's fun. And, you know, and so on. So you can just do different things depending on the day. Like something to change up the monotony of kitchen cleanup. I say that because that's the chore that was the bane of my existence for so long, and now it's like I kind of look forward to it because it's, you know, that fun time. Cool. Moving on. All right, number 3, I didn't know what to call this tip, but self-optimization. If you're running as an efficient person and you're running at this level, clearly you're going to be better at homekeeping, homemaking. And for me, that's fitness. It's that simple. It's if I did my workout that day, I have more energy, more patience, more ability to give. And so if I'm full, if my cup is full in that way, then I just perform better. I'm a better performer if I am doing my fitness and I'm taking care of myself. So take that tip to mean whatever you need it to mean, but for me it's fitness. Okay. Okay. Another one is find good mentors. Figure out somebody that maybe has similar style to you or similar personality and ask them what they're doing that's working for them. Find your mentors. And then there's also going to be online people. There are books and so many books on this subject. Become a student of it. I'm going to share with you some of the books that really helped me. And again, I'm going to come back to, like, you kind of need somebody that resonates with you, because I recently took a homekeeping thing and the instructor just didn't resonate with me. It was, you know, it was nice and it was informative, but I just knew, it was like, none of that's going to work for me, because I'm just, I don't know. I'm whatever. Okay, but for me, these work, and maybe these authors will inspire you too. So this is Marian Lucum's Mrs. Dunwoody's Excellent Instruction for Homekeeping. This is like supposed to be written as if a lady from 1866 wrote it and shared how she kept her home. This is where I learned it all at the beginning, because I don't know, it was, I guess I romanticized the past or something, and I like the wholesomeness of it. Mrs. Dunwoody, she's done me good. All right, another one. Oh, and this one's out of print. It doesn't even have a cover on it. I've loved this book so much. I think there's 5 used copies on Amazon, and only one of them's reasonably priced, but maybe I can do some videos on this, things that this book talks about, if you guys are interested. But this one is called Supermom, The Positive Approach to Family Living, and it was actually written by a Mormon, or a mother, in the late 70s, and it discusses so much family traditions. It discusses cleaning, cooking, but it's very real life family. It's not like pretty Pinterest family how we have nowadays. Like, it's just the grit. Like, it's all these pages of grit, and I love this book. Man, books are amazing. How to date your spouse at home, water play, preschoolers. Like, she takes you through so much. Household helpers, like quick recipes. It's all in here. So there are handbooks like this, and I highly recommend, you know, you seek them out. Martha Stewart, this book's really helped me. It's not a book that I've necessarily read and have implemented her routines or different things, but it talks about stuff like, it's a reference book. It talks about stuff like how many inches the coffee table is supposed to be from the couch. And those are things like, I would not know how to do that, because I was never taught those things, and I don't think most people are. Great reference book, so this is a good one to have around too. Another book that I do not have, but I've checked it out from the library about 5 times, so I think I should probably buy it, is Melissa Maker's Clean My Space. And that video is great for like the scrubbing, like knowing what to scrub and how to scrub and with what. So I really like Melissa Maker's book. It takes a lot of the guesswork out, and she doesn't really promote harsh chemicals, which I like, and she has recipes for your own cleaning things. So those are my books that I just have gotten so much out of. I want to also mention online courses. There are so many nowadays. I took one for freezer cooking. It's at a website called beautythatmoves.typepad.com, I think was the website. I will link it. It was a freezer cooking class. It was $20 at the time. It is the best $20 I have ever spent, because freezer cooking has saved my life. Let me know if you want me to go deeper into that. But Heather is her name at that website, and she teaches a beautiful course on how to implement freezer cooking in a gradual way, not in a manic way where we're taking all our weekends to freezer cook, and then, you know, it's very gradual and very doable for anybody. Finally, and this tip is a little more abstract. Number 5, keep it in perspective, okay? I heard this phrase when I started homemaking called treat your home like you would treat a business, like professionalize your home. And that really got me excited at the time. because I was mourning the loss of kind of the professional career world, and I thought, oh, perfect. I will professionalize my home and treat it like a business and this and that. And then I started noticing kind of issues with this logic. The children are not products, okay? They're people. And I was starting to feel that. And then I heard a mom who kind of went through similar things. And she was already a grandmother, you know, she had long passed, she was out of the trenches. She talked about that. She talked about treating her children as if they were like some project, like she's project managing her kids and her home, and because she was just a professional woman, and then kind of forgot to keep in perspective, okay, these are people. This is a home, not a museum to be curated. And so that tip, I really feel passionately about it. So passionately, because we get these perfectionist ideas about these beautiful homes and it is good to strive for the good, but it's all about our vocation that God gave us. And yes, we want to do our best. But remember, that best doesn't come at the expense of your children, your husband, your relationship with God, yourself. You need to find that balance. At least I have needed to find that balance and be okay with the seasons like postpartum where things go out the window a little bit. And I wanted to close with the Song of a Fifth Child, which most of you, I'm sure, have heard this poem before, but I love it and I just had to share it because it sums it up just right. Mother, oh mother, come shake out your cloth, empty the dustpan, poison the moth, hang out the washing and butter the bread, sew on a button and make up a bed. Where's the mother whose house is so shocking? She's up in the nursery, blissfully rocking. Oh, I've grown as shiftless as little boy blue. Lullaby, rockabye, lullaby loo. Dishes are waiting and bills are past due. Pat a cake, darling, and peek peekaboo. The shopping's not done and there's nothing for stew, and out in the yard there's a hullabaloo. But I'm playing Kanga and this is my rue. Look, aren't her eyes the most wonderful hue? Oh, cleaning and scrubbing will wait till tomorrow, for children grow up, as I've learned to my sorrow. So quiet down, cobwebs, dust, go to sleep. I'm rocking my baby. Babies don't keep. So, have a beautiful day, and let me know your homekeeping tips.